The dream that dreamt the dreamer, and what it is that the royal crown authorizes the authority for. Well, we have a lovely thunderstorm brewing in the background here, and I'm just relaxing after a pretty physically hard day at work, but I feel good inside. And so anyway, I wanted to share with you guys a continuation of my experience. After Tammy and I had gone through the process of bringing the current down through and maximizing the progression through, back up, and releasing our vision and giving thanks, I was so lightheaded. I really felt like I was going to get a little queasy, maybe even get sick, but I wouldn't allow myself to say I'm sick. So I just went and laid down, and I rested, and I covered my eyes, and I brought myself down to a level of meditation that's right there at the edge of sleep and wake, that point where it's between body paralysis and awareness of the outside world, and sometimes there's a vibration in that space. And that vibration was kind of rough. It made me feel a little sicker, and then I kind of plunged through that. And here I was, hoarding a little bit of substance or a little drop of water, and I looked around and I saw this great, enormous stone mineral pyramid, and there was wind just rushing up the sides of this pyramid just because of its very shape and existence. This current flowed, and suddenly I was aware that I am the pyramid, and where this current rushes up to the focal point just above the pyramid, there's a spark of light. And when I look at it, I realize that I am also that spark of life. And when I look in there, I am the biological living mineral. And here I am hoarding this little bit of nothing, and there's all this wind rushing up around me that became just a circling pool of water, a raging river of water. And I became aware of a pain that I've been having down in my lower right intestine. And I just decided at the moment to just to allow it to be, to not judge it. And so in my vision, I reached down here and I pulled this thing up. And it was a parasite, or I'm not going to say a snake, but a parasite. And it had teeth on it. And then I didn't judge it, because I was about to start judging it. And then I just allowed my awareness of what it is I wanted to do with this, where I wanted this to go. And then I realized that you don't serve me, and I don't accept your presence in my life, and you are no longer welcome to feed upon me. And I just let it go, and it floated away in space. And I sat there for a moment, and then I realized there were other parasites and things that wanted to just leech energy off of me. And so I just kind of imagined this quartz-colored reddish crystalline shield that I just put over myself, and that stopped those from being able to come to me and connect. And then I saw this one. At first I thought it was a parasite, but then I realized what it really was the bottom of a waving vortex, and it only kind of had the shape of the parasite. And I grabbed it and I examined it. And then I realized that my potential of creation has been leached off of all this time. And so it was feeding on me, and I turned my awareness back down to this place. And at this point, I no longer felt the pain, just kind of a soreness. And then I refocused on the vortex, and then I looked at the water around me, and I realized that this water is potential that I am creating, and it's limitless, and it's certainly nothing to be stingy with. And when I realized that, I knew that I had to send this potential into the world to benefit my brothers and sisters, and so that by them experiencing my creativity and me experiencing their creativity, we can know one another and we can know ourselves. And so I plugged this vortex into my creative center, and this vortex of river of water around me spiraled into this vortex and went into the world. And in this space, I became aware that there was no pain, no feeling whatsoever down here in my lower intestine. And I was very joyful. And then I just gave thanks and praise and just funneled my creative powers into the world openly. And I noticed that above this vortex was now what at first I thought was the bottom of a pyramid, is my creativity and all that I am and all of my essence and all of my being formed a new stone. And then another human formed another stone, and another brother formed another stone, and a sister formed a stone. And then soon I realized it was a pyramid upside down, building up to infinity, or so I thought. It just began to fill all of that creation space. And the parasites in that space were fearful because that force of will was being expressed into the world. And then I realized that one of these parasites was not being nourished, and it was dying. And when it died, it collapsed into a vortex that went the other way. And then I saw another human being, another brother there, that had I have judged that, I might have been judging them and myself. And they connected to their creative potential, and their creative potential flowed up out of their vortex and began to form another stone in the pyramid. And so there was a collective agreement between those forming this new pyramid. But it wasn't just like a pyramid of normal stone. It was something more. And we all agreed unanimously that these parasites, these controlling interests, these governments, all of this evil, and all of our unknowing of ourselves was not going to be carried forth into the next level of existence. And so these parasites are either going to collapse, or they're going to fight back, or they're going to give in. And for now, it is as it is. The governments and the parasites exist in our reality, but in the next they will not. And so the pyramid reached a point where it began to build back the other way, and it built another pyramid on top of that, and it came to a focal point. And at that point of the focal point, it became a vibrating building block in the matter, a level of a next creation where a light body was formed. And this light body was now me. It was everyone. And then it began the process of forming the next pyramid above that. And so I'm presuming it just goes on and larger and larger. And it seems really crazy and far out, but my vision was so clear. And when I finally awoke 3 hours later, I had no pain in my body whatsoever. I felt amazing. I had a flood of ideas for videos and businesses, and I tried to write down as much as I could capture in the moment before any detail slipped. And I just felt wonderful. And the most amazing thing was my pain in my intestine was completely gone. And so I praised, I shared with everyone, I went to bed, and when I woke up in the morning, I had the first normal bowel movement that I've had in probably 3 months. For the first time, everything in my abdomen is normal and healthy. And so I didn't only bring back a vision from this, I brought back an actual change in my physiology. And I'm only beginning to grasp perhaps what all of this means. So I'm not going to draw any conclusions or assumptions at this point. But I just wanted to share that with you, and I just thought it was very interesting that after bringing my vibration up to such a high state that I was able to slip into a meditative state that gave me amazing vision. And the whole time I was in there, I tried to, insert my intention of being prosperous in this earth now. And I think maybe that was accomplished too. But certainly before that happened, I needed to be healed of this issue and to remove the parasite that was leeching my creativity. And I'm just thrilled to see what happens. The world is changing quickly, and so I can accept things as they are now and a little longer. And I know that great change is coming, and I'm looking around every corner waiting for it to happen. And Tammy, she went and financed her new car. So we will see where that goes. She believes in faith that it'll be paid for, and I'm willing to allow that for now and a little longer, and put myself into solution consciousness, and we're going to build our business, and we're going to pay cash for that car before it gets out of hand. Not that it would, but that I still have some doubts, and I've got to bring myself back into a higher state of energy. I've got to realign myself with a state of allowing and just let it be. And I'm really okay with that, because I feel good that this is going to work out and that our online business will begin to prosper. And so I'm really going to take no concern for tomorrow or yesterday. Today is beautiful, and as this thunderstorm rolls in, it reminds me of the change that is happening in our lives. And sometimes there's these little intense moments before a breakthrough. And so, yeah, I'm rambling now. So thank you all. You have a great day. God bless. See you next time. Well, we have our first figs on our fig tree this year. Actually, I think we have 2 or 3 or 4 more figs around the property I need to take a look at. But first fruits, man, first fruits.